Hey my loves, I'm Farlie Solomons and welcome back to my channel. Today's look is gonna be this. It's gonna be exciting and it's gonna be full of fun, I'm sure. So let's begin. The foundation that I've used today is Dior Forever Skin Glow in the shade 2W and Dior Undercover 24-hour full coverage in the shade 030. For my eyebrows, I have always used Bobbi Brown Brow Palette. For the eyes, I have used NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. The first shade that I've picked up is this coral shade from the palette, and this goes on the entire eyelid up to the crease line. I have used a flat brush today and I have not wet the brush or anything as such. It's just a normal dry brush, and I'm just going to spread shade evenly on the entire eyelid, just like that. Adding a little bit more of the shade. Just spread it really well from the inner corner to the outer corner, going up to the crease line. Placing the shade really well and covering the entire eyelid. The next shade is the shade from the palette, and this goes on the crease line. I have used a blending brush for this, and it does have a little bit of a tip. As you can see, it basically gives me better grip to place the shade on the crease line. So always in circles, it's best to swirl the brush along the crease line, going back and forth with the shade. Concentrating more on the outer corner and then going towards the inner corner. Just like that. Applying a little bit more of the first shade on the entire eyelid, that was the coral one, and then going back with the crease line, just diffusing it really well. And then I have used Betty Dew Manizer liquid highlighter, and this goes right in the middle of the eyelid. I have used a small flat brush to place this highlighter on the eyelid, and you may use whatever you have, but I just wanted to use this highlighter because I don't use this on my face. I have thought of using this on the eyelid. So basically I'm placing the shade on the eyelid, in the middle of the eyelid, and just diffusing really well and diffusing the edges really well. And then I have used Laura Mercier highlighter palette, and I have just picked up the first highlighter from this palette, and this goes right in the middle of the eye. It's just over the liquid highlighter that I've used previously, and this also goes on the inner corner of my eyes as well as the brow bone. It's a really very simple look, and but at the same time it's quite gorgeous to look at. And then I have used my Morphe palette 25A and just picked up the brown from this palette, and this goes on the outer corner of the eyes. As you can see, I have used a really small blending brush for this, and it's sort of a dome shaped brush, and this goes really on the outer corner, and I have used a fluffy blending brush to blend it out on the outer corner and the crease line. You may use any palette that you have that has a brown shade in it, or a dark brown shade, or even a black one would do, but I didn't want this look to be that dramatic. That's the reason I have used a brown shade on the outer corner. And then going back with the first palette and the first shade, the coral one, I'm just simply going to use this on the lower lashes, under the lower lash line, and simply placing the shade under the lower lash line and diffusing it as much as I can, because I really don't want this to be that strong on the lower lash line. And then going back with the Morphe palette, I'm just going to pick up the brown shade, and this just goes on the lash line, on the lower lash line. Basically I just want to enhance the lash line, and just not make it smoky, but just enhance the lash line. So I've just placed this along the lash line. As you can see, I've used a small flat brush for this. This is not a smoky look, but this is just to enhance the lash line. I'm going to go off camera and do the other eye. For the lashes, I have used Farlie Solomon's lashes in the style Badass, and this is how it should look like. Going back with the face, I have used Dior Press Foundation in the shade 3N Neutral. I am simply going to place this foundation, just dab this foundation on the entire face, basically because this has a matte finish, and I just didn't want any shine on my face today, so I'm just going to pat this on the entire face and the neck. And for the bronzer, I have used Glowy Terracotta in the shade 03 Natural Brunette. I'm just going to run this bronzer all over my face. It's basically the hollows of my cheeks and the jawline, the forehead and the nose. Basically just creating a nice warmness and giving that face, you know, a little bit of shape, contouring the face, you could say. I don't forget to contour my nose. It's essential for you to use also on the nose. And just taking the big brush and just scratching it over my nose, and then diffusing it with a smaller brush. The line, basically diffusing the line with a smaller brush. And this is how it should look like. It's a really, really simple look, and it's an elegant look too. I love this look. For the blush, I have used Too Faced, and I'm just simply going to pick up all the shades from this blush and just go over my cheeks. And then just diffuse it some more, because I didn't want the blush to be that prominent on my face, and just wanted it to be more light and very, very subtle on my face. And this is how it should look like. I've placed a loose powder under the blush, basically just to give a clean and neat kind of a contour near the jawline. I have used Too Faced translucent powder. You may use whatever you have, but this step is really not necessary. The only reason that I have done this is because I just wanted the jawline, the area near the jawline, to be a little bit neat and clean. That's the reason I'm just doing this step, but it all depends upon you. You can just leave it. Just want to diffuse the jawline a little bit more, and just clear off the powder really well above the jawline and under the blush. This actually makes a lot of difference, no doubt. Again, for the highlighter, I have used Laura Mercier highlighting palette, and I've just picked up the first highlight from the palette, and this goes exactly on the highest point of my cheeks. That's the cheekbone, and I want it to be a little bit subtle. This also goes on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on the chin and the upper lip. For the lips, I have used Revlon Blanc and Eclair in the shade 030, and this is in matte. This has a matte finish to it. It's quite a good shade. It's more like a very coral reddish shade. It goes really well with this look. It's not a dark coral, and it's not even a dark red. It's just in between, and it's also not really very dark on the lips. So it gives that kind of it's just like a perfect shade for this look. If you have liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you liked my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And also, I would like to let you know that I am on Instagram and I'm also on Facebook. My Instagram handle is Farlie Solomons and my Facebook is Farlie Solomons Makeup Artist. I do share a lot of tips and tricks out there too. So don't hesitate to just drop in and find out what's going on. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Mwah.